Canada's East Coast seal hunt drawing criticism from people around the world, including several celebrities who have come to Canada to protest. But there is another mammal cull that is getting less international attention: Japan's dolphin slaughter. It is known as drive fishing, and it's been going on for about 400 years now. We warn you that some of the pictures in this next report may be disturbing to some of you. 8 Channel's Erick Johnston has more.
Boyd Harnell is an investigative journalist living in Japan. He's currently visiting Victoria. He says the dolphin slaughter in Japan is inhumane. Boyd, why is it inhumane?
Well, it's inhumane because it's done in a fashion that is the most vicious and barbaric that I can ever imagine. The fishermen there do it like a military operation. They drive the dolphins into a narrow cove. And they do this by putting these steel poles that are flared like bell-shaped at the bottom and create an acoustical wall that disorients the dolphin's sonar system, and they panic. And then after that, the boats circle the dolphins and drive them into a narrow cove, then viciously spear and knife them while they're still thrashing around. And they're bumping into each other, they're panicking, and some of the babies are killed in the process. Some of them are drowned by the nets that are used to close off the cove so they can't escape. Dolphins are mammals, and so they have to breathe, and so actually they drown.
Now, this is conducted in secrecy for the most part. From what you've told me, 20,000 a year, the number of dolphins officially sanctioned by Japan. What is the Japanese government saying about this when they hear from people like yourself who are looking into it and trying to shut it down?
They'll say, in England actually, there was one of the people who represented the Japanese embassy said that it's done very humanely, and that this is something that they have to do because it's a traditional thing. My answer to that is it's an anachronism. It might have been something where Japanese after the war were short of protein and they had to eat whale meat and perhaps dolphin meat. But as far as being a tradition, there's only 3 or 4 villages where they're conducting these hunts, and it's fueled by the captive dolphin industry, meaning some of the dolphins are selected for theme parks. And because of this, they're making $100,000 per dolphin. The rest is processed into cetacean food products, which are then sold in local supermarkets to people.
Now, you have some concerns about the content of the meat. You're saying there's some mercury in
absolutely, there are health hazards involved because there are very high levels of methylmercury. And I just tested one when I just came from Taiji, Wakayama, where the slaughter takes place, and I bought one in a supermarket there. And the levels were over 4 times the advisory levels of methylmercury, but sometimes the levels reach 50 to 100 times above the levels.
How difficult is it for people like yourself, journalists, and then also activists, to get close to this dolphin hunt to watch it?
It's almost impossible because it's done in secrecy. They put blue tarps, they hang these tarps in front of the cove so you can't photograph it. They block off all the trails to the narrow cove where the killing takes place, and this, by the way, is a national park.
Why do you continue on this story? Because it sounds like it's not necessarily dangerous for you, but the Japanese government, you live in Japan, they're not happy with your actions. Why do you continue?
No, they're not. And as a matter of fact, there has been a lot of violence related to this. The one actor who's on Law & Order, Billy McNamara, was assaulted when he went there to try and photograph the butchering situation. And so I do it because I think that somebody has to expose this horrible thing, and we did do a breakthrough story on this because there's a media blackout on this. None of the Japanese language media will print the story. So we did a breakthrough at the risk of the editor losing his job. We did it in secrecy. The editorial staff didn't know about it, and the publisher didn't know about it until it was right in their face. So we laid it out, and I won a Genesis Award as a result of that.
And that's handed out by the U.S. Humane Society?
U.S. Humane Society.
Boyd, we're out of time. Thank you very much for coming in and talking more about this issue with us.
Thank you very much.
Boyd Harnell is an investigative journalist living in Japan.
8 Channel's Erick Johnston reporting in depth tonight.